Welcome to another CLog video. Stardate 10042017. This is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. And before I begin, was obviously something that y'all been looking forward to since I ended up making this threadful announcement. First off, yes, that was me on the aforementioned Kiwi Farms. That I made the one post. I shall never make another post again on that web forum, but I felt need to establish that I am to face the trolls, good and bad, because we're all still individual people. And very importantly, I do this because this is like eventually happening, been waiting to happen. I face my demons of the past that have been lingering on to me for so many years. I have not been able to since I was naive, either in regular, even with regular or superpowers. I still need to address these concerns individually. Be it a question that I need to answer so we can get their knowledge aforementionedly answered, and then we can move forward, and thus allowing me to ultimately find true peace of mind and solace between me and my sweetheart, and of which she has definitely voiced concerns against me doing this, but this is something that just was going to eventually be done anyway. So to you, my sweetie, while your comments between our back and forth earlier today, they did sting me quite a bit, but I do this for us, my love. Believe you me, my heart, my soul is in the right place. I will not reveal specific details or personal information as I answer the following questions. No names of other people will be mentioned, and if there's any that are mentioned in the questions that I will be answering, then those questions shall be overlooked. And I might have overstepped my boundaries by saying that I will probably do a Q&A video every week, but if I am unable to, I will, at my own pace, whenever I can, answer a question on a Facebook post, which a link to that will be on my Twitter following. So that question will be answered there. And if there is a question that has been asked before this time that has been answered and is repeated in this one thread, then you better quote me on answering that question. Also to mention, this is definitely a long time coming for me because I ended up being so deep into this mess of trolls and cyberbullies. I broke the number one rule that I should have learned when all this mess started in late 2007. Ignore the trolls. Ignore them. But at that time I just could not, and I ended up being blackmailed, being deceived, so much content, miscontent leaked from me. I look face to face in each and every one of those times and moments. I do regret the majority of them, but they have happened. They are in the past. They should never be brought up again, especially in harassing me or harassing other people at my expense, because I am so much better than that. And I made that perfectly clear in the one thread post that I made earlier today. Okay, so without further ado, we'll answer some questions. But firstly, 2 questions that were proposed to me off of Twitter. One of which, if there was anything you could change in your future message that you had made on your 25th birthday, what would it be? Or what would they be? I might have to rewatch it and give more details into that, but initially I would definitely remove the stay straight and swap that with find yourself for who you are. Whether you be straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, whatever. You are you. You are individual. You should love, accept, and appreciate yourself. As I have found within myself. And I have learned to love and accept myself. And it has been so much better for me ever since I came out in June or July of 2014 as a lesbian trans woman. And the other question, if there was anything that, was there anything you wish you could have said to your father, Mr. Robert Franklin Chandler Jr., before he passed on? I gave that some thought. I have a valid response, because this actually happened to me long before he passed on, a few years before. Well, sir, I predicted you would not have passed on until middle of 2015. So don't bail us on yet, soldier. Don't bail on us yet. There's one thing I wish I could have said to my father, as I had left him that fateful afternoon at the Martha Jefferson Hospital. Every day. Alright, moving on. I'll answer the first question. I'm not refreshing I am on the very last page of this thread on that forum right now. So I'm going to start with the last question, of which I was uncomfortable answering, but I feel like I have a good idea, a better answer to that question. So, alright, so you seem interested in making science into a commercial work. Making it that way requires a lot of effort, speaking with lawyers, purge or rewrite some sections. Is that worth it for you? How far would you be willing to go to publish Science U professionally? And if I was willing to go that far, how would the Science U comments be like? Do they have any ideas for legal to publish? Well, I tell you this. Despite efforts, I think that would be minimal, because I have not received complaints from neither Nintendo or Sega. Original first publication on the internet in 2004. Obviously more than 13 years have passed since then. So it is a agreement. So I feel like it is good, equal game. Especially since my characters are more accepted around the world and everywhere. And we are still continuing on in that. Nothing will be past edited, and if we ever should need a Sonic character in the future, it will not be directly the characters themselves, but somebody else from within my series who could portray said characters in the book. That's definitely one way to keep it safe. So, like, in that one flashback with, "Hey, Faggot, check it out! Somebody left the locker open!" Yeah, let's load it for 'em. We could say we have 2 Dittos pretending to be Beavis and Butthead. Ditto, 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 Ditto. Ditto, Ditto, Ditto. Wham! Okay. moving on from this question, let's see here. Yes. Well, I'll answer this one. It's over my head, over my knowledge. But have you ever thought about applying for Section 8 housing? As far as I'm concerned, I'll take that under consideration. But at the moment, at this present time, I am not looking to move out just yet. Eventually, I may, but that is still years later. I can't say for certain right now. Alright, moving on. Let's see. Okay, would you ever like to visit the UK? And this is a question from a British lady person. I would say yes, I would very much like to visit jolly old England, London, see the Big Ben and all the fancy sights like number 1, number 17, Cherry Tree Lane, or no, the Banks, and Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. That was fun. But anyway, so many positive things from the UK, Britain. That would definitely be a good place I'd like to visit. Alright, moving on. As a woman, value my strength. Believe should be physically strong to women. You know what? Yes! Ladies, do as you feel. If you want to be strong, then go for it. You are rocking and you are supported. And let's see. Okay. This is okay. Alright, interest in the SNES Classic or the NES Classic? A bit, but I think I'd rather go for a Retcon console and get the individual cartridges so that I'm not limited. If I ever do, I might get the SNES Classic for Star Fox Duet, unless they put it on the Virtual Console. Thought about making medallions again. That is in the process. As me and my associates, we're working on expanding our businesses, the business and whatnot. We just opened the Redbubble store just yesterday. We'll eventually find somebody who can make the medallions on my behalf, and those will be well to go. And then, let's see, enjoy the Sonic series as a whole, particularly cartoon, like Sad AM or otherwise. Yes, Sad AM, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now that was the best one. Sonic X, Japanese, without the dubbing. That's very good too. So, if I'd say pick one over the other, I still would say classic Sad AM. And I wish they had made that season 3. Would I'd love to see if that was the echidna hiding in the shadows, or Metal Sonic, or... Will we ever really know the answer to that? Somebody's got to pick up that project! Let's see. That's not a good question. Painting a tree. That's painting a tree. On Twitter, I only had the 3 accounts. CWC Sonichu, Nightstar 2891 with a capital N and the capital S. And more recently that I have cut the ties of Kurt Barnson. You know where that name came from? It's part from the Seinfeld series. So, any other accounts that y'all may be suspecting, albeit sounding similar to my typing pattern? Nope, that's not me. That is not me. That is a genuine different person. Let's see. Yeah. And I'm just gonna put this one as a neutral question. Anything having to do with after my mother passes away? Still in the works, planning it out. But meanwhile, it's a blank slate. And hopefully with my sweetie, we'll be able to plan something for the better. And of course, also talking with my mother and discussing all that. But she just turned 76 years old last Sunday. So, just any reference to whatever happens when mother passes away, my answer is pretty much a remaining. It's still to be determined. I don't know. Now, let's see. Oh, okay, here's a good one on the recent Rosie Wade game. Yes, that was inspired by a certain someone who is an aspiring fan of Breakfast with Sister, which, by the way, really good series. The artist should continue on drawing pages for that, but she did make an update note about that, and both my sweetie and I, we respect her for that. Let's see, follow-up question. Have you taken into consideration the struggles of real-world women who deal with sudden unwanted weight gain as you write this plot? Okay, well, I am very much aware of all types of people, whether to be very slender, very slim, and having trouble maintaining that, or just being really big and having to maintain and cope with that. So, between everything I've seen on television, in the movies, real life, in person, other forms of media, I just take it into between common sense and my empathy towards how it goes out in the final run. But really, my psychic connection with my Electric Hedgehog Pokemon family in the city of Kwcville. As I write it out, they stream the memories into my head. It actually happened on those dates in that dimension. And they just tell me as it happened. Let's see what else we got here. I'll probably answer this question with a whole one or so lengthy Facebook posts. Any high school memories, years or before. And maybe a few unheard details of my 18th birthday party, the basketball team, management, and gal bows talk about. Whatever I want. We'll just say that's a question I'll put off to a Facebook post. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, this reminds me. So this reminds me about, I should definitely make this a point, because I made the one post on the Kiwi Farms that made this thread that I'm answering these questions from. None of you are in control of me. I am in control of me. Nobody else. And I do this, answering these questions, this video stream, under my own accord to face my past and my demons. Okay. Yeah, this is a valid question, though. Do I believe the trolls are one single, unified, in control group? I cannot say for certain. And I am not taking sides. I am not on the side of Kiwi Farms. I am not on the side of 4chan, Anonymous, or anybody, or any page, website of that sort. I am not on any of those sides. I am more on the side of those that I love and care about very much. Deep in my heart, my sweetheart. Evermore, my sweetheart. single unified? Possibly. But I am aware of the multiple sources and that they forum on and outsource to. Let's just say, possible, but I'm gonna guess more like multiple. But the grander scheme of things, y'all still like me. Y'all are still talking about me, despite foul language and mockery that is said. Y'all laugh at what's actually funny that I do. This is funny. My little pony, I'm not flawless. We're work in progress. Tell me what flaws you got too, 'cause I still like what's flawed about you. Beetle, 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 wee wee. Have fun. Oh, and this is a good follow-up to that. Do I prefer MLP over Psych? Actually, I do not prefer one over the other. I like them both equally, although I am enjoying the MLP series a bit more because there's quite a number of friendship lessons and values in that show, and it's more current. Somebody pick up the Saturday AM Sonic again. Let's see. Anything I like about darn old Mr. Trump? Well, I'll tell you what, all questions about our failing number 45 President of the United States, let's just leave that as a neutral. I definitely don't like him, and I definitely don't like all the things he's passed and whatnot. The only redeeming quality is the one thing that actually inspired Milena to marry him in the first place. The one heartfelt thing. But even that is fleeting because he's a malignant narcissist. I saw that coming in those presidential debates that came out before the election voting date. You may quote me on that. I saw it coming, and then the psychologist confirmed it. And then he confirmed it himself throughout his misactions. So, any questions about Trump? That's it. Alright, next page, page 2. Let's see. Scrolling down to the bottom. If I find any repeat questions, I'll definitely skip over those. Let's see. Jeez. That's okay, that was funny. Okay, yes, this is a very valid question. Do I believe that Kwcville, Equestrian, and other such places exist in different dimensions? Yes! Yes! I believe very much in the different dimensions. And I have access. If I access to all those dimensions, I can fuse it into them just like my OC, Night Star, can see into our dimension, our reality, watching our YouTube videos, and visiting us, visiting other dimensions. Doctor Who does it all the time too. He's the Doctor. Who's the Doctor? Yes, he's the Doctor. Doctor Who? Yes, he's the Doctor. I'm the Doc. Who's the Doc? Yes, he's the Doctor. Jumping gigawatts. I am not discussing anything about my date with my sweetheart, so skipping this question. Definitely keeping her details and her name despite of everybody who is aware of what her name is. I'm not bringing it up again right now because I care about her too much with all my heart and soul. And being, I love you, sweetie. Yes, I do. Endless kisses, endless hearts. Yes. Alright, let's move on up and see. Okay, here's okay, following the first paragraph, this question comes out, okay? What do you have to say to someone who has given you so much negative attention while he himself lives in worse condition, lives a life where his main objectives are associated with hate and being a general annoyance, and who has gone to great lengths to say harsh things to you personally rather than sit by and comment on your unique life? Well, to that person in such conditions, or even better, I dare believe them because they feel like they are unable to communicate positively, and I'm not going to put them down. I just perceive what they say in a more better manner, because that person, I feel sorry for them in such pitiful conditions and whatnot. I do. I can feel for them. I can empathize. Not my fault, not their fault that they can't say I love you instead of I hate you. It's a bizarro universe. Ooh, me bizarro. Me hate you. Me hate you. Me hate you. I love you. Bizarro love you. Just perception. Anyway, empathize and all that. And I would forgive each and every single person who has mocked or spoken to me in that sense negatively. And what was the second part of the question? Oh, anyone who has gone to say personally, I have never met anyone who actually said anything bad to me face to face or in person. I'm serious. Upon recollection, I had so much fear and paranoia, and this is aside from the 1 or 2 pranking encounters, including a certain green-suited individual. Anyway, I was forgiven. That's in the past. Moving on. And I just appreciate all the sincere kindness that I have received at BronyCon. That was just really awesome. And I like seeing kindness. I promote that very much. I have no idea what Catalonia is. It sounds like a place. I would have to look that up. Skipping that question because that's another one I'm not allowed to go into. Okay. Why do I hold the pencil so messed up? Where's my pen? I hold... Oh wait, I gotta do this right. It's just the way I hold it, okay? Among which I have learned how to properly hold a pen or a pencil. And I think everything of my drawing would prove if I approached it differently. If I held my pen or pencil any differently from what I am, I doubt it would improve or make a difference. It would be more difficult to me to switch from the natural holding to a forced new position whatsoever. So this is my way of writing and drawing. Get to the point and deal with it. Yeah, let's see. Moving on. Although possibility of children after my full transformation into being a full woman, I have heard it's successful. I can eventually bear my own child, but I'll just leave that up to future events when that can actually happen. As of at this moment, that's still debatable, and I'm not going to fret too much over that right now. Let's see. Oh, demoted to the special ed bus when I was 15. Well, I can summarize that incident in a short. There was this kid in the seat opposite from me, wanted to be the first off the bus. And I was like, alright, well, I want to be first off the bus too. So, it was like, we vouched. And this one time, he actually literally hit me and knocked my glasses off my face. And I was really upset that day, and my father had to talk with the principal and whatnot, and that's how I ended up getting demoted from regular bus to handicap bus. Yeah, did not like that quite much. I'm not going to go into further detail about that in this, that's all. And completing the original version of CwcvilleGuardian 13, or at least post that was going to be about, yeah, book 13. Well, 12-9, because I don't like using the number 13. It's an unlucky number, but 12-9, it is CwcvilleGuardian Special. Introducing Life and Stories of Miss Nightstar. Between Ponyville and Equestria and Canterlot High, that neck of the woods, she gets around. She even goes to Kwcville at one point. But that's to be drawn in the next book after I finish with number 12 here. The original, although if there were to be a book 13, I would possibly draw alongside that one, or maybe at a later date to put back in that scheme, but book 13 would definitely be the crossover between CwcvilleGuardian and Planet Dolan, because eventually we gotta get a tour of Planet Dolan and the character aspects there and whatnot. And that's aside from, oh, what's in the studio? What's here? What's there? And there's a good bout between Blake and Hellbent, and the mental bouts, comparisons, discussions between Magic-chan and Nitzium. Some good, smart, intelligent. But that was I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm thinking about answering the questions. But anyway, that point is made. Was the Christian the Hedgehog Boys album favorite to record? Not particularly, especially the first track, because boy, was I a frustrated virgin. That's all I will say about that, and I'm not a virgin anymore. Let's just leave it at that. But anyway, just hearing my voice just singing all that at this time, it's cringeworthy. Anyway, moving on, let's see. Binaural Beats questions. All I can say, everything about Binaural Beats that I am taking in is working very well. There'll be no further questions. If any other questions similar, I'm still listening to them. They're working for me. Moving on. Almost done with CwcvilleGuardian 12. Almost done. Like 10 or so pages. The quote-unquote lesbian sleepover party. Yeah, that never happened. Let's just say that somebody else whose name will not be mentioned proposed the idea, and it just never really formed. Plus, there was that imposter over in Seattle, I think it was. Yes, Seattle. Because that's Fraser's hometown. Well, the town he lives in the show. Binge watched the entire series more than twice. I still feel smart every time I watch that show, any episode. But regardless, Sorbet is very healthy and very well. Okay? His ulcer in his right eye has healed up, but it's going to be still a permanent consequence, just blurred vision out of that eye pretty much. And the nasal damage That's permanent. The vet is unable to repair that. He did the best he could, but he was able to clear out that ulcer. So, Sorbet's still healthy, alive and well. He's very active. I have no idea what this question is about. Let's see. Favorite musicals? Mary Poppins! Yes, I did like Gigi. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. And yeah, my favorite music all time would have to be Meet Me in St. Louis, meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there. We will dance the hooky coochie. I will be your tootsie wootsie if you will meet me in St. Louis, meet me at a fair. Thank you, Miss Judy Garland. Next question. Answered this question already. Next one. Probably hand out candy this year, staying at home. Unless I actually get an invite to a Halloween party or find a place to go to, it's still yet to be determined. Not saying, because I'm not going to make up any new posts aside from the one I made. It could be better. The CAPTCHA could be better. See, this is basically what I'm doing, just answering the neutral okay question and skipping over ones that are repeating or too revealing, and I can put off some more later. This is okay. Okay, that's cool. I'm on the first page. I'm starting from to the top, so you know what I'm talking about. On the forums, you can look it up for yourself. Those who are actually members there. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Come here in the first place. It's pretty much I wanted to actually see from your perspective on the earlier posts that y'all did, and actually see if you were actually talking smack about me or responses to other things at that recent time. That's pretty much it. That's why I'm patrolling visually, just reading some, skimming certain posts, whatnot, on there. Let's see what this say. Too much. Too much. This is a too much question. Too much. Too much, too personal. Although I will only say that I have nothing against my fellow trans women and trans males. And I have given that thoughtful consideration, but still, that's all I would say. I respect them. They're good people. They're okay. I am more neutral towards them, and I actually have a few trans women friends in real life. Okay? Let's just leave it at that. Too much. That was a too much question. Nintendo Switch, I might get one. That's all I'm going to say. I have no other responses to it. yes, I still want to get back with my brothers and sisters and my extended family. But don't want y'all to worry about that. You let me worry about that. That's all I will say about that. And, Okay, yes. Based on my experiences, what is the best way to tell if someone wanting to date me on the internet is serious or not? How do you separate the real ones from the bad? Well, for one thing, common sense. You can check the profiles they're messaging you from, like on Facebook. See if their photos don't result in any other, well, see if their Facebook photos don't get repeated in the search results. That's one thing. And if their Facebook profiles are freshly created, like they have less than X number of posts on there, they have little information on there, then I would be like, pass. There's other people and web pages that can advise you for the better, but neutrally I would say keep an open heart, an open mind. You can figure it out for yourselves which ones are sincere, which ones are sarcastic, and just, you don't jump in a relationship immediately. Just make friends until, and especially in person, just make friends, and any one of them that's been actually that you've known for a while and that they've known you for a while, you come out to them, or they come out, or he or she comes out to you. Good. I'd say go for it. Definitely like if at least a few months to at least a year. There you go. Yeah. Now let's see what else we got. Okay. Yes. Patched up. Love life. We're good. I am not at liberty to talk about what happened, especially on recorded forums like this, recorded videos like this one. And we already answered that question. And that's not a question. No, he wasn't born a prank. Okay. I do not have anything against people with other forms of disabilities. They just pretty much, initially they would kind of creep me out, especially if I barely understand them, but if I had an extended amount of time and I find that I can get used to this person and like them, then that's good. Otherwise, I'll just remain positively civil and neutral. That's not a question. I'm going to say yes to that question. Or did Facebook? That's that Q&A. Now, what's the fun of that? Oh yeah, if there was a video game of my adult life to be made, it would have to be something like a choice-making game, like either Life is Strange or Gone Home. I liked both of those. Both of those were really good. And the time with the bloody murder for political dissent. The one time I did draw that, and I did edit that out. I swapped it out. So now that guilty party are definitely. Trying to think of the word there. What's the word there? I want to say I feel like I want to say pilgrim, but oh well. You know what I mean? They're definitely totally cut off from the internet and modern technology. Anyway, that's the... Oh. And I'm still getting used to, so I can watch, so I would eventually watch more of the past creations inspired by CwcvilleGuardian or myself. I skipped over them so many years ago when they originally came out because I was still paranoid that they were gonna be more of a mockery in a sense, but I am finding that there are actually majority of actually not so bad, so I'm adjusting and getting used to it. Baby steps. And so yeah, I haven't watched these Love Quest videos too. And you have a good day too, and that's all the questions. 3 pages, that's all the questions. Anyway, I will get back to the high school memories on a later point. But I think we covered a lot today. I feel better that I've addressed some of the trolls. And any more questions, I'll check this thread like once a week. I might just put the questions and answers on a Facebook post and answer them there. Or if I feel like it, I'll record another Q&A video. It just depends on my mood. So now, with this task, I've taken a first step towards facing my demons of my past. And I feel better for it. And once again, I want to reiterate, do not contact any of my friends, any of my family, or any of my associates, and including and especially my sweetheart. Then I will not answer any more questions. So, no contact with them, no harassment. You want to know more? Ask me directly through this thread, only if you're already on there. Otherwise, anybody else who is not on there, you can talk to me on Twitter or in the Facebook comments. Leave it at that. I definitely would discourage going. I still would discourage until such a time when the website and the web forums are more, let's say, polite and politically correct, shall we say, yeah, stay away from them. And I definitely want to emphasize that if there's any harassment going on towards you from any bad internet trolls and cyber bullies, just block them. Block them on your Facebook, on your Twitter, wherever. Block them. And if they're pinning the blame on one individual that they had picked on before, just as an example, I'm an example with that. Do not block that person. You block the actual person who's making those derogatory comments. And of course, I am aware of those who have been trolled in the past. Might not have been able to ignore them and fell into depression. I just want to say that I offer some heartfelt support to each of you individually. I have spoken to a few of you, and I will end up lending my kindness and support to more of y'all in the future. Y'all know who you are. Anything else in my mind? Let me think a moment. Okay, well, aside from that, I think I'm good for this time. So, until next video I record or the next question I answer, everybody, y'all have a great safe day. Thank you for your kindness and your respect and listening